I'm Kris. That's Tyler. We have a loaded I71 rundown for you. But first off, thank you for 7,000 subs. It's been crazy. I feel like every time we record, we're thanking you guys for another sub mark. Keep liking, keep subbing. Every time you share the video, it all helps us. Drop a comment down below as well. That's my co-host, Tyler. Tyler, what's good?
Dude, 7,000 subs. What do you say? 2,300 subs in 7 days?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all are going crazy, and it's awesome.
It's really awesome. Obviously, like this is like a really exciting project that Tyler and I and Ron and Q have, and we love seeing the growth. And obviously, it's about community building together. Now, speaking of building something together, I feel like I was a part of this. Brian Hartline built this receiver room to kind of a ridiculous monster. Now, Ohio State's always had really good receivers. We're going to talk about that. But Brian Hartline takes the USF job on National Signing Day, and it causes kind of a little bit of a domino effect. Wanted to get your initial thoughts because it's our first time on a microphone since the news broke.
I'm happy for him. I think that it was a great decision on his part.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was probably good timing for it. I think that I had a tweet that kind of banged. I said that the USF job is better than the Kentucky job. I think it was better than the Arkansas job. In today's landscape, I think it's better to be a big fish in a pond than a small fish in the big pond.
Yeah.
Just because to go somewhere that's a punching bag for a conference doesn't set anybody up for success. Not even a little bit. And I think that going to USF, he's going to go somewhere that has had success, is having current success. He can build off of that and give him a chance to be successful to move into a bigger job.
I tend to agree. I think this is a good spot for him. I think being back there is going to be good for him. It's also great for Ohio State because you're not going to be competing with anybody, for receivers, really with anybody from the Ohio State side. Like, obviously, like USF is not going to be competing for the Jeremiah Smiths of the world. And so that's always a good thing. Also, like, I know a lot of people want him to be kind of the next up for the Ohio State job. And to be that, he's going to have to go somewhere and learn how to be a head coach first. So I think this is good for all parties.
Sure.
And now Ohio State has one of the most coveted jobs in America open, coordinator-wise or OC-wise. Do you have a wish list? Do you have an idea? Do you have like what you would rather them do, what you don't want them to do? Like talk to me, Tyler.
Well, I personally, I don't. First of all, we have said this for a long time. Like, Ohio State's going to have elite wide receiver play for like, it's not going to be a problem. Like,
forever.
Did Brian Hartline do a great job? Probably, maybe the best ever in a 6-year window. Like, maybe the best it's ever been. But we've had elite receiver play for 4 decades.
Yep.
So I'm not worried. Ryan Day's offense features receivers. So, like, we're good. As far as I'm concerned, I would prefer him to go find a big fish for the receiver coach position. I don't personally want them to move Key to wide receivers. I know that's probably going to happen, but I would prefer them to do a national search for that.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think the key thing, obviously, like, I would not be surprised if they did not go national search for a lot of things. I think that it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't go national search for the wide receiver job, but went national search for the OC job, because I think they could have 2 slots open here. Well, no, it's like what do you want to go on national search for? The OC or the wide receiver job? Because you can't do both.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess if you are okay and if you believe that Key can recruit at a high enough level, which I just said that he should be able to because of Ryan's offense. I would personally rather see a national search for an OC position. So you're correct.
And that's where I'm at. That's why, like, I've got
You're making me choose.
Yeah. Well, it's like, the thing is, like, they're not going to fire Key, right?
No.
And so, like, you only get to perform a national search for both if somebody else goes with Brian to USF or another staff poaches one of these guys. Now, I was alerted and told that when Tom Herman left in 2014, he took 0 full-time coaches with him. Everybody wanted to stay. They just want a natty. Felt they were knocking on the doorstep of a national title. And because of that, those guys all stayed put.
Yeah, I just don't see a world where any of those guys would leave Ohio State right now with the current situation that's going on in Columbus for USF unless they're getting a promotion. It's like
Yeah.
they're going to be Brian Hartline's offensive coordinator. So in that sense, if moving key to receivers, okay, I can get behind it. I wouldn't mind if Billy Fesser stays, I wouldn't mind bringing back Kevin Wilson.
Same. Honestly, like here we go. Where I'm at, I think the perfect world. I think something I would like to see is I think if they move Key over to wide receivers, I think you hire Kevin Wilson, who's currently an offensive analyst at Oklahoma. You give him the OC job. You know he's worked really well with Ryan Day in the past. You know that his offenses have always averaged over 40 points. Now you're going to have to get over the stretch thing because he likes stretch, but you'd hope that him and Bowen mesh well together. And you get basically a pseudo offensive line coach to help Bowen and a tight end coach and an OC that works well with Ryan. And so you avoid the risk of a complete and utter miss, right? Because that's what you can't afford here. The thing that derailed the Urban Meyer dynasty was a complete and utter miss at that spot. So for me, when I'm looking at it, I think he makes a ton of sense if you do move Key over and you don't worry about like continuity and messaging and all that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point about stretch. I can't watch offensive linemen at Ohio State run sideways ever again.
Yeah, but you would think that like maybe like the injection would help Bowen, right? Like Bowen's still the run game coordinator, and it's like, look, like you're the OC, but we do have more of a downhill running attack since you've been gone.
If I'm Ryan Day, I'm just telling Kevin Wilson like we're not running stretch. So like you're just if you want to come back here, I want you to come back, and if you want to come back, we're just not doing that anymore.
Well, no, we'll run stretch, just not only stretch.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I think Kevin Wilson makes a lot of sense. I'm worried about Chip Kelly. Like, like it sounds like things were a real disaster in the NFL.
I don't know
that right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I would touch it. I think I'd just let it be. I also don't think that Chip Kelly would want to come back. I think 1 year was enough for him. It was fun to be with his like protege and but like Ryan is like a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like a real crash out competitive psycho. And the things that we've been told that he says on the headset to the coaches, like I don't know if Chip Kelly is like really interested in doing that.
And like he was an OC once and like try to get out of there as soon as possible. It feels like Kevin Wilson will stay for a little bit. And I wouldn't be mad at either. Obviously, you know how I feel about NFL minds. I think I just prefer Kevin Wilson at this point. But the point of the matter is I have no worries because that OC job is the best OC job in America. You're talking about.
Yeah, I also wouldn't be mad if he did if he brought in an NFL guy that we didn't even think of. Like
I agree. Like Zach Robinson, I would love. Like Brian. I think
even honestly, somebody that we don't even think would even come up on anybody's list.
Well,
I'm sure Ryan already has made a call. I'm sure Ryan's already made a call.
My dream hire for the position would be Brian Dable. And do you know why?
Well, he's an NFL guy.
Well, here we go. We've seen Ryan Day have success with quarterbacks, right? We've seen Ryan Day have success primarily with some finesse quarterbacks.
Yep.
But Dable's claim to fame is working with the big, strong quarterbacks and perfecting their touch and perfecting their process.
TSC.
He turned Josh Allen into a 4,500 yard a year passing guy. He went and fixed Daniel Jones, took him to the playoffs. He's done wonders with Jackson Dart in a short time. He is good for those big, strong, athletic quarterbacks, teaching them touch, teaching them process, and using them in all facets of offense.
Yeah.
Who is going to be the next up after Julian Sain?
A very large guy. And
a very large, really good athlete, Tavian St. Clair.
And then Brady Edmonds right behind him also is not small.
It just feels almost perfect, doesn't it? Now, I don't think you would get Dave over Edmonds. I think he would crush it with TSC, and then he would be on his way. And I'm okay with that. So that's the hire that I'm kind of looking out for. Now, Chris Henry Jr. was going to sign on signing day, didn't sign on signing day, and now all indicators point towards Oregon.
Listen, I understand that he's really good. I understand that he's been committed here for a long time. I coach college sports. I coach college baseball. And I always told the kids I was recruiting that you're not committing to me.
Mm-hmm.
You're committing to the school. That's all well and good. But there is a truth to where kids do commit to the coach. They're committing to play
Absolutely.
for somebody.
Absolutely.
And I think Chris Henry Jr. I'm not saying I don't think Chris Henry Jr. is doing what he's doing for money. I think Chris Henry Jr. is doing this because I think he's a little hurt. Because we agree on this. I would bet that he was told by Brian Hartline that he'll be here for at least his freshman year.
Yeah, and I think that was important to him. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, do I think, going to Oregon will be interesting? For sure. I don't want him to go to Oregon, but Oregon hasn't put out any first rounders.
They don't even have anybody that's going to be first, second, or third team all Big Ten receivers this year.
No. And they have an NFL quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's an NFL guy there right now. And
they're losing both coordinators and likely the quarterback, right?
Yeah. So my thing is, what's important to you? As if I'm asking Chris Henry, like, what's the most important thing? Are you looking to be comfortable, or are you looking to go somewhere where you're going to get to play and you're going to get developed and you're going to be a first round draft pick?
Mm-hmm.
Because the bottom line is, like, if Chris Henry Jr. comes to Ohio State next year, is he a starting receiver? Probably not. But he's the fourth guy, and he's gonna get to play.
Bingo.
And then his second year, he's replacing Jeremiah Smith.
The man.
Like, yes, he's replacing God. Just kidding.
Holy glaze.
But not really.
Yeah. I mean, really, really so chosen.
But, like, I'm also of the mindset that I'm not stressing out about teenagers. Like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, this is Ohio State. Next, like, I think the disrespect for Quincy Porter Jr. is wild here.
And I think it's accidental. And, like, obviously, like there's something for, like, the new shiny thing, right?
Yeah. And I get it. Like, he's a freak, dog. He's 6'7". He's 225. I think he's 225, and he runs like a 4'4", 4'5". Like, he's a freak. I'm not like – what?
I was going to say, you know what intrigued me about Chris Henry also? He has like the attack the ball skills, but he has the weird thing that like doesn't get talked about enough. He's got the like JSN ball skill style too.
Yeah.
Like while he's running, like in stride, it looks really good. So that's just a quick side note. But no, he's absolutely a freak show, and like we've seen him do crazy things.
But if he wants to go somewhere else, like, fine. I'm not going to stress out about it.
Yeah. All right, dude. Legend Bay.
This is wild, bro.
You're talking about an uncomfortable story.
I told my wife this story, and she was like, well, maybe he should listen to his mom. Like, she didn't understand how weird it was.
This is a bizarre story, dude.
I couldn't believe she didn't understand how bizarre of a story this was.
Yeah, this was bizarre. So we've got Legend Bay, who is committed to Ohio State, who obviously Brian Hartline goes to USF. He goes to his signing day with all Ohio State gear, and then gets talked into flipping to Tennessee. But it comes out that he wanted to actually sign with Ohio State, but he's 17. And so his signature actually doesn't matter. Only his mom's does. And so his mom signed the papers for him to go to Tennessee. And he lost access to his Instagram and then got access to his Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
And tweeted out a picture of himself that he wants to be a Buckeye, basically. And then tweeted, I'll read the tweet if you want.
Yeah, read it.
This was freaky, dude. Right? Like, this was bizarro world.
Is his paperwork been sent to Tennessee?
Yes.
Okay.
Like the articles. Legend Bay was allegedly coerced by family members into flipping to Tennessee from Ohio State and could seek his release from the Volunteers once he turns 18, is one of the headlines, and the exact tweet is this: "Good afternoon. I was recently logged out of my IG and probably will be logged out of this account as well by my older brother, who has access to my account because I won't sign to the school him and my mother wants. Legend Bay."
Doug, this is wild, man.
Crazy. If you're Tennessee, you got to feel icky about this.
Yeah, if you're Tennessee, like, so let's just because his birthday isn't like around Christmas, right?
I believe it is on Christmas.
All right, so if you're Tennessee, can you allow him? Like, can they? If he requests to be requests to be released, can they honor it, or does it go to the NCAA?
They can honor it.
They should honor it.
They should honor it. And if they don't honor it, you know what you do? You know what the ultimate loophole is? He just hits the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately.
So it's a headache. It's easier if they just release it, but he can hit the portal when that portal opens. We've seen freshmen commit to a school, go to the school, be there for 2 weeks, and then hit the portal.
Yeah.
But his family's just making this harder on him, knowing that he's going to do what he wants at the end of this.
Yeah, which makes no sense.
Yeah. Strangest story I've seen on National Signing Day.
And like at the same time, he's going to make enough money in NIL that he could take care of his damn self.
Right.
I mean, I'm just, what a wild scenario, man.
Weirdest story I've seen on signing day, and of course it includes Ohio State.
Like if Josh Heupel is like a decent human being, he should like meet with them and be like, "What are y'all doing? Like, what do you want to do here? What's the deal?"
Like, we're no longer going to honor your son's commitment, basically.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to honor it.
But why at the same time, like, why would you want a kid that doesn't want to go to your school?
Literally and publicly, brother, he tweeted like he was a hostage.
Yes. But my wife just, her not understanding she's like, well, maybe he should listen to his mom. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe she thinks that he's not ready to leave the house. Like, I don't know. She's like, maybe Ohio State shouldn't want him. I was like, I don't even know how to respond to this.
I think he runs a 10-2. Ohio State wants him.
Yeah.
And clearly he wants Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
And also, like, if you're Heupel, you have to either release him or not honor his commitment because, like, it would be such a bad look to other recruits if you would look so desperate. You kidding me?
Yeah, bro. I mean,
it's not.
Yeah, super weird.
Super weird.
I mean, this is unprecedented, right? I've never seen this happen. I remember Mark Barron, the safety for Alabama.
Yeah, that's
his mom wanted him to go to LSU, but like she didn't stop him from going there.
No, she just a lot of times you can't because a lot of times these kids are already 18.
Yeah.
That's the other weird part of it.
Yeah.
Oregon. They're losing their OC.
This has got to impact them, right?
They have losing their OC, DC, and is it official? Are they losing the recruiting coordinator? Is that been?
I think so. I think he's going to be the general manager of Kentucky.
So if they lose all three, this is a massive blow for Dan Lanning, who now he's a defensive guy and he's gonna have to do the challenge. It's gonna have to go like going 3 for 3. Now they have Drew there, and I think Drew was the co-OC there, so it seems like he's gonna take over. But we're talking about a young coach having to go 3 for 3 in 2 different respects. You got to go 3 for 3 on these hires, and you also have to go 3 for 3 on OCs. Because remember, they lost Kenny Dillingham, and then Stein, and now this is a third time. Can you how good are you actually? Like, yes, great culture, great coach, young coach, but when you start to have success year over year, can you survive your players leaving, and your coordinators leaving, your coaches leaving, and you're gonna have to replace your quarterback and your OC likely, and that is going to be a hit.
So, question for you. Did he find Will Stein, or was Will Stein on staff when Dillingham was there and he promoted Will Stein?
I believe he found Will Stein. I'm not 100% positive on that.
Okay. I don't believe in promoting from within majority of the time when it comes to coordinators. I don't it has to be a very special circumstance, in my opinion, to promote from within for coordinators.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, obviously, I think the Oregon job is a coveted job.
Yeah.
So yes, he went and found Stein.
Okay. So promoting from you got to imagine somebody would want that. why wouldn't Garrett Riley want to go out to Oregon?
Yeah, I'm begging. I'm begging. I'm sorry.
Like, if you're Garrett Riley's agent, you got to call Dan Lanning's agent and be like, dog, he wants to come so bad.
So bad.
So bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just one of those deals. I wonder, can Dan Lanning answer? Like, this is the phase of him being a legit head coach. Like, can you make the right hires?
Again, right? Because like
you have to replace.
I mean, you went from Dillingham to Stein. That was an A to an A, right? It's like can you do it again?
And he's going to lose his quarterback.
Yeah, that's the blow too, right? Because
Do they have a quarterback in waiting?
Yeah, they have
do.
to. I mean, they recruit so well. I'd be shocked if they didn't.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a footnote. I definitely think I wanted to bring it up just because I feel like this is a big moment for Dan Lanning. But, you know, we'll see. I mean, they're so talented. Like, their roster is so talented. Like, even an average OC is going to look good. Just can you go get a good OC to look great?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So,
and can you handle it with a new quarterback?
Yeah.
That's honestly, I'm looking at the depth chart. They're going to be in the portal. They have to.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember them having a quarterback.
Yeah, Austin Novosad.
They're probably going to get that kid from Cal, if I'd guess.
I mean, no, they won't do that.
They won't?
Well, you know where that
left. He left Oregon to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
That he went to one meeting room with Dan Lanning and said, "I'm good over here, yo. Stop yelling at me."
Stop yelling at me.
Cultural playoff rankings. Break them down. What you got for me? What are your 3 biggest takeaways?
Well, so my first one is this committee is just bad, man. Like, they're so inconsistent. I just don't like. Sometimes it's eye test. Like, when it comes to eye test, they're using the eye test to separate Notre Dame and Miami, but not for Oregon. Like, Oregon, if anybody that watches football right now, like, Oregon's the 3rd best team in the country.
They're so good.
They've been consistent. You know, did they lose? They lost the game to the 2nd best team in the country, but they've looked consistent. They've beaten 3 really good teams in a row in November. Like, and they have an NFL quarterback. Like, what are we talking about? Like, how could you not rank them ahead of Texas Tech and Georgia when Georgia's been playing with their food all year? And then sometimes they use head-to-head, like with Oklahoma and Bama. I think Oklahoma stinks, personally. You think they might be this year's Notre Dame. I think they stink, but not with Notre Dame and Miami. Like, it doesn't make any – like, what are we doing? What is it? Is it resume? Is it best loss? Worst loss, best win. Like, what are we doing?
It's
just are we just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks?
That's it. They're throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I think that they feel like they can get away with it because whoever wins the title is not going to be one of these fringe teams, is the point.
Yeah. So, again, to me, it's just like the inconsistency is annoying. I find it to be very annoying because nobody knows what rules we're playing by.
Right.
And so it's like, well, Miami's trying to use style points, and they're beating the shit out of people. But, like, Notre Dame also played, I think it was against I forget who it was against, but Notre Dame pulled their starters, but Miami kept their starters in to make it look better.
Oh, yeah. Miami kept their starters in against Pitt.
Yes, against Pitt.
Yeah.
Correct. So it's like, you know, how do we got to take that in consideration.
How do we quantify that?
Right. My second thing is I am fascinated to see what they're going to do with the buys, with the 4 buys, if Georgia loses or if BYU beats Texas Tech. Are they going to give somebody a double buy?
The double buy is my biggest storyline from all this.
I think that one is, you know, how are they using these conference championship games? What are they going to – how are they going to be punished? Are they going to be – if Georgia loses, are they – because Alabama can't jump from 9 to 4.
Right.
I don't think that they can do that.
They shouldn't. No, they can't.
They shouldn't do that. But, like, so does Georgia just stay in the top 4?
Because if they don't, you give a double bye, and then you also make Georgia double play.
Let's say Georgia wins
Mm-hmm.
and BYU beats Texas Tech. Well, who jumps to the fourth? It's got to be Oregon.
And they get the double bye.
Or do you not punish Texas Tech? So are they basically saying that the top 4 are set?
They might say the top 4 are set, and they might the only time they might slide somebody down is when it doesn't affect the double bye. I think if Alabama loses, they might slide down.
Like, I think the only if they're gonna use the conference championship games is just like if they're gonna use it as essentially like an exhibition, the only thing I see them doing is the loser of the Big Ten slides to 3 and Georgia slides to 2, which to me is like it's negligible. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters too much. But the problem though is if there is no evaluation of the conference championship game, why are we doing this? What's the point? It's just another game for the best teams in the country to get hurt. There has to be some consequence for losing and winning the game. It's another data point. It has to be something. I'm not saying that you should be eliminated from the playoff, but something should happen.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense. So that's my second point. The third point, and this is the one that is super controversial, which is a very nice transition for us to get into these game previews. The BYU Texas Tech game is going to decide on who gets in and who's out. Because technically right now, BYU is out of the playoff.
Correct.
So they're the only team left that has a chance to play. Well, also Virginia. Virginia has a chance to play their way in if they win, which we'll get into that game here in a minute. But BYU can play their way in. And if they play their way in, Notre Dame is out.
Correct.
However, Notre Dame is they're screwed. They have no chance. I don't think they're going to get in. Because what happens then is if BYU loses, the committee will then have a reason to move Miami up over BYU, and then you're directly comparing Miami and Notre Dame together. And they played, and Miami won.
And they said last week it's easier to use that data point when they are side by side. That's something that the committee's always honored. And you just saw week by week them get closer and closer. And I think college football needs to show us that the games on the field matter. And if you're side by side, you have the head-to-head. They got to slide them up. So
here's
they said they're gonna re-rank. They didn't say they're gonna slot. They're gonna re-rank the top 25 after this week.
Here's the thing: Miami won on the field against Notre Dame. They won the game. But then, if you want to look at the records and the resumes, Miami's win against Notre Dame is better than Notre Dame's win against USC.
Bingo.
And you could say that Miami's losses are worse.
But let's go with what the committee likes. They like SOR and SOS. They're the exact same. Also, Miami has beaten 3 of the 4.
Miami and Notre Dame had 4 common opponents.
Yeah.
Miami looked better in 3 of the 4.
Bingo. And they got the same SOR, SOS, and they have the head-to-head. You have to put them in over them.
You have to. It would be really bad for the sport if Miami doesn't get in right behind Notre Dame. That would be bad for the committee. For
Vegas think that Notre Dame is in.
Vegas is wrong.
I hope they are.
There's no way. There's no way you can. If they're ranked next to each other, that's a bad deal.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Texas Tech BYU game. Texas Tech's favored by 12.5. BYU is not in with a loss, like I just said. We just went through the cause and effects. I do want to talk about Texas Tech. Do you think Texas Tech needs to win this game to be considered a real threat to win the whole thing?
Yeah, I think a loss to BYU is a real black eye, a real stain. I mean, I think they're a threat to win it all, but yeah, no, like they definitely need this win to earn some respect. You don't want to go into the playoffs with a flat tire and ask for respect. But I think they're a really good football team. I think they're better than last year's Arizona State team.
Agreed. No, I think they are. Do you think?
And they're nightmare fuel for upsets.
Yeah, man, they're just a turnover creating machine. Like they just they can make somebody really, really, really uncomfortable. Do you think that the Lonnie Sitake is it a distraction, or do you think it's going to like galvanize the troops?
I think it's a galvanizer. Chose to stay. Culture's good. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Texas Tech pulls away late by forcing a turnover. I don't think they cover though.
You don't think they cover?
Mm-mm.
I think Texas Tech covers. I think it's just a really bad matchup for BYU. Like Texas Tech does not allow teams to run the football, and BYU likes to run the football.
Yeah, and they take the ball
It's just
away.
a bad matchup.
Yeah, that's fair.
In the freshman quarterback. Now,
yeah, he's going to be in hell because Texas Tech does some really cool shit.
The only thing though that you can say is that it's hard to beat a team twice.
Yeah, that's why I don't think they cover.
Last time they played, Texas Tech covered, and it could have been a lot worse.
It could have been, but it's hard to it's hard to beat a good team twice. I don't think they cover with the way things are.
Yeah,
are moving.
I'm going to take Texas Tech to cover because this is a little bit of my heart here. I want to believe that Texas Tech is a real threat. I want to believe that they're the real thing because I think I want them to be a real thing because I don't want this to always just be a Big Ten SEC invitational.
Yeah.
I want somebody else from the ACC or the Big 12 to be a real threat.
I think they are. So I'm excited for them. The other game, Virginia Duke.
This
is your ultimate doomsday, right?
Dude,
like you called this.
Dude, this is crazy.
Yeah.
7-5. Do you think it would be bad for the playoff for Duke to win?
No, I think it'd be awesome.
Really?
Yeah. They're fodder anyway. We saw what they look like against Illinois. They're food. Don't lose 5 games.
Do you think? See, I think it would be bad. Like respectfully, the G5. I don't need to see.
Can I push back?
James Madison.
No. Can I push back though?
Sure.
Why do I need to see Miami and Duke? I feel like the ACC is going to get represented. I don't care who wins that game.
Yeah, we did. You're right. We did just say, well, if we think Texas Tech wins, that means Miami's going to get in.
Yeah. And so my thing is, I think it's important for the G5 to get as many cracks to pull off an upset as possible. And if I can double up 2 years in 1 year and not sacrifice the ACC getting a team in, let's go.
Let me ask you a question, Chris. How long are you giving the G5? How many tries are you giving them until you're ready to pivot and be like, I don't need to see that anymore?
5 tries. Got to win 1 out of 5. So look, we've seen 1. If they get 2 this year, they'll be down to 3. The quicker we see it, the better. They get 5 tries. Go 1 out of 5.
Sure. That's fine. I'll give you that. I'll keep my mouth shut until we see 5 tries.
And look, the other part of it is you're not actually leaving the ACC out. Duke doesn't deserve to be in. I never, ever, ever, ever want to see a 5-loss.
Chris, we've been arguing that we don't want to see a 3-loss team, let alone a 5.
So I don't want to see a 5-loss conference champion get a shot. So good. Get 2 G5s because again, you want to see 5. Go if a G5 team goes 1 for 5. All right, got it. Because that's damn near what the ACC does. So,
listen. The other thing I wanted to bring up about this game is you said you can't do this, but I don't care. The ACC commissioner should have changed the tiebreakers 4 weeks ago to make sure that Miami gets in this game.
Yeah. Hey,
they should have.
You know what they should do moving forward? We should have committees for each conference decide who's going to the conference title game.
Yeah, if you're just going to let a group of people decide the fate of everybody, you might as well just really lean into it.
Just all the committees.
Kris and Tyler are the committee for the Big Ten.
Yeah, that's easy. Ohio State, Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana. Every year. It's easy. Easy money. Easy money. The big game. Not the big game. The second big game. Georgia, Bama. Oh, wait. Do you want to give a prediction about the AC title game? Because I don't even know. If
I need Virginia to go belt to ass. I just need it.
I need Duke to win.
No, I need Virginia to go belt to ass.
I want Duke to win. I want Duke to win a terrible football, like a drunk football game.
I'm here. Like it can be, I need it to be belt to ass. I'm done with the chaos. I just want, I need to know. I want to know who's going to be in, and I want to just ride with it.
That's the most get off my lawn old people shit ever.
Dog, we've had enough chaos.
Dog, we watch college football. The whole thing's supposed to be chaotic.
Dog, this last 2 weeks has been a soap opera.
Good. Continue it. Let's go, Dukies.
Give me
Go get it
Virginia.
done.
Give me Virginia to win by 2 touchdowns.
This feels like an Elite Eight matchup.
This is the ACC championship in hoops too.
Yeah, basketball.
Uh,
Georgia, Bama, second time this year. I'm really excited to hear the Kirby thing, right? Like, because Kirby's got clearly a Bama problem, but he's got the shot to right his wrongs and beat them. What do you think? Who do you like? Because the closer we get, the more and more and more I like Georgia.
before I tell you that, I want to ask you a question. If Alabama wins this game, how far up do they move in the playoff? Do they pass anybody?
No, they'll move up to the 7, and they're not going to afford to like move Georgia down too far because they don't want to do the head-to-head flip thing.
But hold on a second. Alabama would have beaten Georgia 2 times this year.
2 for the people. I know.
I think you move them up. I think you absolutely move Alabama ahead of Georgia. Absolutely.
That'd be crazy.
You slide Oregon in there.
I got to be consistent. I don't like double buys. I'm sorry.
But
I don't like
but then you have to give Alabama. If you don't like double buys, then you have to move Alabama up to 4.
No. Don't lose to Florida State.
Dog, they beat Georgia 2 times.
Don't care.
Twice?
Don't care.
You're going to ignore 2 wins in one season?
Absolutely.
No.
I am.
I'll play by your rules of no double buys, but if that happens,
I'll put you on the soft side of the bracket. I'll give you one of the G5 schools. That's what I'll do. That is my token to you. You beat Georgia twice. I'm not going to move you up to 4, but I'll give you North Texas.
Well, then in that scenario, then they're going to play for a 3rd time because Georgia will be 4th.
Cool. Then do it a 3rd time.
No, bro. I'm going if that happens, Alabama goes to 4, Georgia goes to 6, Oregon stays at 5.
I'm just giving them one of the G5s.
What's the difference of G5 and Virginia?
I'm just giving them either. I mean Virginia is G5, so I'm just giving them either the ACC champ or the Group of 5 champ.
Okay. With all that being said, though, I think Georgia goes belt to ass. I think Georgia wins. I think Georgia does them dirty.
Doesn't this feel like a Kirby inevitable game?
Dog, Alabama can't run, and they don't even try to run. They don't even try.
Nick Saban's got to be pissed.
Also, do you want to hear something crazy?
What you got?
In the last 5 SEC games, Ty Simpson has not thrown for 100 yards in the second half 1 time.
And they don't run the ball. That's a great stat.
They're bad in the second half.
Yeah.
And you know who's really good in the second half? Georgia.
Yeah. They're gonna get nasty on them, bro. You can feel it.
I think this is going to be like a, oh God, should Alabama even be in type of game. I think it could be that bad.
Exercise the demons, Kirby, right? Like Ryan Day did his. Now it's your turn to do yours, right?
I think it really could be a situation where we're having a conversation on Saturday night and we're like, oh my God, is Alabama even in?
Dude, if they get done in so raw like that, I would love for them to get left out. This was your playoff.
Here's the thing. You can't do that, though.
Why?
Because they finished first in the conference. Like they won the conference and they were the first. They're the number 1 seed in the SEC title game. They're going to be wearing the home jerseys.
And they can go home. And if they get beat bad like that, they can go home.
I mean, I'm here for it. I'm just saying I don't think
they won't do it. But if they get touched up, I think you put Miami and Notre Dame in.
You won't hear an argument from me, dog.
Because it's like, look, like Bama, you want to be in the playoffs? Prove it. This is your playoff shot. This is your shot.
Like, just don't get blown out and you're in.
Yeah, but they might get done so raw.
I think they might get done super dirty. Unless Kirby pulls a Dabo and like calls the dogs off, so they don't.
He will not. Are you kidding me? He will not.
I'm just saying he could do. Like if that's the only I'm just saying that could happen.
He's not calling shit off. If he could send them home and that be the state, he's not calling the dogs off. This is the least hype game of the century of all time. 12-0 number 1 versus 12-0 number 2. 2 of the 3 Heisman favorites, the 2 best receiving corps in America, the 2 of the top 5 coaches in America in a conference title game, and it is getting 0 hype.
I think I know why.
Indiana isn't the brand yet.
No, I think it's because everybody knows that they're both getting a bye.
It zapped the love out of it.
Like it doesn't
Does it move you?
it moves me.
It moves me too.
us, but I think for the national landscape, it's like, well, they're both going to get a bye, so who cares?
Yeah.
But I think for the teams, I think they're both chasing 2 different things.
Right.
On one hand, Indiana's like, I want to be taken seriously. I want to be relevant. I want to be looked at as a national brand, a national school that's going to be here for a long time. And then on the other hand, you have Ohio State. They're like, we want to be the greatest team of all time.
Bingo. This is such a legacy game for both schools.
Yeah. And so I think now the tough thing is I don't love the calendar because and other schools had to deal with this too. I'm not saying this is just an Ohio State thing. I mean, Indiana had to go through signing day as well.
Yeah.
But we had Ryan Day dealing with Brian Hartline leaving, signing day, Chris Henry Jr. drama, legend Bay drama, and he's also trying to get ready for Kurt Signetti's team.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of shit to deal with.
That is a lot. That's a lot.
So there's that. One of my questions for you is which matchup is more interesting? Indiana on offense versus Ohio State's defense, or Ohio State's offense versus Indiana's defense?
Indiana's offense versus Ohio State's defense.
I agree.
Indiana has very good receivers. They throw the ball really well. They attack every quadrant of the field. They've got a real NFL quarterback. Shanahan does a really good job. And this will be the toughest test of his entire career. And he's aced almost all of them. And I hate to say this defense even has any weaknesses, but if there was one, it's been the cornerback play.
Hold on.
Recently.
Hold on, Chris. They have faced 3 all Big Ten receivers in KJ Duff, Hank Beatty, and Denzel Boston.
Yep.
Their numbers combined against Ohio State is 12 catches for 108 yards and no touchdowns. Now, I will say, as a caveat to that, Fernando Mendoza is better than the 3 quarterbacks that are throwing those guys the football.
Put together.
Yes, I understand that. But if we're gonna say that the defensive backs are a weakness, it's not really that weak.
No. All right, here we go. If you had to pick a weakness in the Ohio State defense, what would it be? That is the weakest link.
Yeah, it is.
They're not weak at all. They're really good.
My real answer would be like, there is no weaknesses. This is the greatest defense of all time.
And
I said that before the season even started.
You did. Here's what I'll say. Michigan receivers were getting open against this defense. Now, Matt Patricia didn't have to do anything to try to, bail them out because Bryce Hunter wouldn't run the football. But they were open enough that makes you think that, I would not be surprised to see Indiana have some success moving the football in the air. We've been really grabby lately, just for the record.
So here's the other caveat to this. And this is why I think in their 4 lowest scoring games, this is why I think the Indiana offense versus the Ohio State defense is the most intriguing matchup. In their 4 lowest scoring games for Indiana this year, against Iowa, they scored 20 points. They had 104 total rushing yards. Against Oregon, they scored 30, which is a lot of points. Don't get me wrong. They had 111 rushing yards. Against Penn State, they scored 27. They had 108. And against Wisconsin, they had 31 and they had 83 rushing yards. Now, Wisconsin has the worst secondary maybe in the history of college football.
Yeah.
But I believe that if Matt Patricia can make them one-dimensional and take away the running game, he has them right where he wants them. I think you can't. We haven't seen a team be able to run the ball successfully against Ohio State. They've given up 100 yards rushing 2 times against 2 really, really good teams.
Yeah.
2 really good rush. I would say Texas is a talented team, and Michigan is a really good running team. if he can get them in a situation where Fernando Mendoza can't run the ball and he has to throw, I do think that they're still going to move the football, but I think it's going to be really difficult.
Do you worry about Mendoza's legs at all?
I worry about them like I kind of worried about Trevor Lawrence.
Huh, that's crazy.
Like I think Trevor Lawrence, like you didn't think about it, but then he would I guess
I did. Trevor Lawrence is a great athlete.
I didn't think of him like that until he did it, dude.
Got you. I thought about him like that because do you know that he had more rushing attempts that year than Justin Fields? But I also watched a lot of Clemson. Yeah.
Yeah. You like to hate watch. I don't hate watch.
I do.
I don't do the hate watching thing. So I do. If Indiana can run the ball with some success, like if Indiana can run the ball for like 150, like 125, 150, we're going to be in for it. Like I think we're going to be in for a fucking real game.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can't run the ball for over 100 yards, I think it's going to be tough for Indiana to score enough points. Because I believe that we're going to score.
You think we're going to finally step on the gas?
I think we're going to score. I think we're going to be inside on a track. I think Ryan Day is ready. I think he's ready to unleash. I think
playoff Ryan.
I think it's playoff Ryan. I think it's going to be. Yeah, I think my bold claim is this is going to be a crazy Jeremiah Smith game.
So are you pivoting off of slow start?
Yeah, so I'm going to come out and put the hand up of accountability here. When I wasn't going to until I saw Julian Sain's comments when he said that they haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, they hit me right in my feels.
Yeah.
So clip this up, Chris, since you left me out to fucking dry. While I still stand on the point that the Michigan win was significantly, not a little bit, significantly more emotional than any of the playoff wins last year, I'm still going to put the hand of accountability up. Like they're going to do what they need to do. So clip that up.
Yeah, no, I got you. That'll be out first thing tomorrow morning.
Hand up of accountability.
Yeah,
it was a bad take. I'm not afraid to say I have bad takes, but my claim is that this is going to be a large Jeremiah Smith game. I think this is going to be the game where like, oh, yeah.
So I assume you have Ohio State cover.
Yeah, I mean it's only 4.5, so like
a touchdown.
I think they win by like 10 to 13 points.
Yeah.
I think they're going to score. I have it like 31 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I think Jeremiah Smith goes for like 160 and 2 touchdowns.
Nuts. Let's do it.
I think it's going to be a big one for him. They're going to play it. The lights are going to be brighter. The stadium's going to be fast. And Julian's, if Michigan couldn't get pressure, because I respect Michigan's like defensive line. I think they're a really good defensive line.
Yeah.
I just don't know if Indiana's defensive line is going to really. I don't think they're going to get a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And so I think if you give Julian Sain time,
I think it's different though, right? Like Michigan's D line is like more like we're bigger, stronger, faster. We're gonna do things simply. Indiana's more like we're gonna move around and like confuse you.
Yeah, I think when it comes to pass blocking, I think Ohio State is the best pass blocking offensive line in the country.
Love it.
Now the run blocking, I think that's going to be a little bit of an iffy thing.
My take is that this is going to be a huge Bo game. I think Bo is hitting that mode right now.
I think my thing is with the way that Indiana does their like stunting and slanting, I think there's going to be a lot of like 1 yard run, 2 yard run, 1 yard run, 2 yard run,
40.
bang.
Yeah.
A big one. That's what I think is going to be. So it's going to be a little frustrating running wise, but I think there's going to be a couple of big pop runs.
Yeah.
But again, I think Julian's going to have a lot of time to throw, and it's going to be crazy. Jeremiah, it's going to be like a reminding everybody of why we say he's the best college football player in the country.
Like the Trey Sermon title game?
Yeah. Somebody's doing something crazy, and I'm just picking Jeremiah.
Yeah, that's real. By the time this pod comes out, it is pretty high likelihood that that Campbell is the new head coach at Penn State. What are your quick thoughts before you could leave the show?
We done told you he should have been.
Should have been the first call.
Pat Kraft sucks at his job.
He does.
He should be fired.
Yeah.
This whole thing is a debacle.
Yeah.
I can't wait to just like the movie, like when the head coaching job is done and solved, the stuff that comes out from this whole process is going to be wild.
I'm
because
Kris.
he
That's
sucks at this.
I'm Kris. That's Tyler.
Peace.